This season, Derrick White has advanced both his offensive and defensive skills to become one of the NBA's finest guards. However, why was he selected 29th overall in the NBA draft in 2017? And what became of the 28 players that were drafted ahead of him? But the final buzzer sounded in Cleveland during the San Antonio Spurs' February 9, 2022 matchup against the Cavaliers. Only one thing was certain. The Spurs had lost another road game to drop to 20/35 on the season just before the NBA trade deadline. The very next day, however, another thing was certain, and rather upsetting. For a good amount of the Spurs fanbase, Derrick White had just played his final game for San Antonio. White was an unexpected breakout prospect when he was selected with the 29th pick in the 2017 NBA draft. Though San Antonio is no stranger to late draft pick standouts, Spurs superstars Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker and even Boris Diaw were all selected with a lottery pick lower than 20 in their respective years. White was just another late first round pick who developed into a key member of the San Antonio roster. But in his first 5 years there, he made a lasting impression on the team by getting better every year. And his club got to host the Spurs for the first game since being moved away, in what was probably a rare opportunity for White, Popovich, and San Antonio to get together again in Boston. During his 4 years in college, White played basketball for two distinct teams, both located in Colorado Springs. The first team was the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. However, White had personified the underdog story before he even enrolled at UCCS. He was given a room and board stipend for his first year following a tight relationship with John Culver, the recently hired head coach for the Mountain Lions. Although Culver gave the high school prospect a shot, he only anticipated a little early career contribution from White due to his size. His tale continued at Colorado, where he averaged 18.1 points, 4.4 assists and 4.1 rebounds while being selected to the first team All-Pac-12. There, he demonstrated why he was meant to be a team leader in addition to attending a Division I university. After that season, the point guard found himself playing for a Spurs squad led by Greg Popovich in 2017 and finding himself at the pinnacle of basketball. Coach Greg Popovich of the Spurs stated, "Derrick is a special case. He figured out over time that he belonged. The majority of NBA players lack playing skills," Popovich stated. He did. In addition, he threw in skill development. He just improved with time as a result of his extensive training. Popovich kept encouraging the young guard that he belonged, and White and Popovich's connection grew from there. Soon after, White was a reliable rotational player for the Spurs, where he played for 4 seasons before being traded to Boston. Since entering the league, White's skill has only gotten better, and he has become an invaluable member of every squad he has been a part of. This is an improbable result for any player who is starting as the underdog. Out of the 7 contending draft classes this decade, the 2017 class has shown to be innovative and may even be the finest to date. Few, if any, of their team's players this season, like Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, and Kyle Kuzma, have truly shown to be the buzz of the Anthony Bennett zone. Instead, these players have been instrumental in their team's success. 3 players from the 2017 draft class are presently ranked number 1 on the MVP ladder and are inspiring their squad with their outstanding play. Given that they are beginning to establish themselves as the faces of their teams, players in this draft class may have struck gold in terms of their development. With that said, here are the 5 best players from the 2017 draft class who have played great basketball. One of them is Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen surprised everyone with his play this season as he awakened his inner Dirk Nowitzki. He started off the season leading the Utah Jazz to the top seed in the Western Conference. However, they've slowed down. One of the favorites to take home this season's Most Improved Player trophy is the 7th pick overall in the 2017 draft. His average is 22.2 points, 2.2 assists, and 8.5 rebounds. Additionally, Markkanen is shooting a career-high 53.1% with 39.5% coming from three-point range. Next is Bam Adebayo. This season, the defensive-minded center has given it everything he has. The Miami Heat are gradually moving up the Eastern Conference standings thanks to Bam Adebayo's increased attacking aggression. Under the hoop, the 6'9" center is causing chaos. 3.3 assists, 9.3 rebounds, and 20.7 points are Adebayo's averages. Despite the big man scoring 23 points, the Heat just suffered a defeat at the hands of the Boston Celtics. Nevertheless, it's difficult to ignore the former 14th pick in 2017's achievement this season. Another super pick is De'Aaron Fox. With the Sacramento Kings, De'Aaron Fox has at last experienced what it's like to be victorious. The Kings are ranked 6th because of the excellent basketball skills of the 5th pick from the 2017 draft. After 16 arduous years of striving to remain relevant, Sacramento is once again winning. One of the key factors in the team's success has been Fox's play. For the Beam team, the 25-year-old averages 24 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 6.0 assists. The quick guard might be headed for his first postseason game of the year. Next is Donovan Mitchell. Among the 3 players selected in the draft who are vying for the MVP is Donovan Mitchell. He's been putting up amazing stats with the Cleveland Cavaliers, his new team, and they've benefited from it. Cleveland is 14/8 under Mitchell's direction, which is excellent for 3rd place in the East. The Utah Jazz made a summertime deal involving Mark Cannon for the 13th overall pick in 2017. Mitchell's averages are 4.0 rebounds, 5.1 assists, and 28.4 points. Next is Jason Tatum. The Boston Celtics are currently the best team in the East, thanks to Jason Tatum. The 2017 3rd selection has significantly improved his skills, with an 18/4 record. His play has given the Celtics an opportunity to secure the top spot in their conference. Tatum is averaging 7.8 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 31.6 points. The 3-time All-Star was ranked 2nd on the MVP ladder in the last week's update, just behind Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks. The squad has summarized the challenges of having a new coach thanks to Tatum's performance. Now let's talk about the mistakes in the 2017 NBA draft that franchises have come to regret. Number 1 among them is Josh Jackson of the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns chose Josh Jackson as the 4th overall selection in the 2017 NBA draft. The 23-year-old is just another solid player, but the Knights' lottery decision wasn't the right one for him. The fact that De'Aaron Fox was taken shortly after Jackson and Kyle Kuzma was also available until late in the 1st round makes the Phoenix Suns' decision to pick Jackson appear a lot worse though. Moreover, Bam Adebayo and Donovan Mitchell were still eligible to be taken that night in the 2017 NBA draft. If the Phoenix Suns had chosen wisely in the 2017 NBA draft, one or both of the 2 players may have elevated the team's level of competition significantly. Next is Lonzo Ball of the LA Lakers. Lonzo Ball continues to be one of the biggest blunders a franchise made in the 2017 NBA draft, even if he had somewhat of a breakout season with the New Orleans Pelicans the previous season. His passing and defense more than met expectations during his time with the Lakers, but the same cannot be said for the other areas of his game. Ball has a terrible bad jumper, and occasionally it looks like he might not even be able to make a layup to save his life. Given this, the Lakers traded Lonzo Ball away just 2 years after drafting him in the 2017 NBA draft, even though Magic Johnson himself referred to him as the franchise player. One of the worst missteps a team made in the 2017 NBA draft, the player has mostly fallen short of the high expectations placed on him 3 years after that night. He has only demonstrated the potential to be a very strong bench player in the league. Another disappointment in the 2017 draft is Markelle Fultz of the Philadelphia 76ers. Markelle Fultz, selected by the Philadelphia 76ers with the 1st overall pick in the 2017 NBA draft, may be the worst error made by any club. Even if his life depended on it, Fultz, who entered the league with an extremely peculiar sort of jumper, couldn't put the ball in a hoop. He needs shoulder surgery in his first 2 NBA seasons. To make matters worse, even after his surgery, the 22-year-old is far from a player who can stretch the floor, an attribute that prompted the Philadelphia 76ers to choose him in the first place. Fultz has greatly struggled to live up to expectations, even if he has had a better season with the Orlando Magic. As a result, the 76ers selection of Fultz in the 2017 NBA draft ranks as the poorest of all 30 clubs that night. And there you have it, guys. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and telling us what you thought in the comments.